That guy, probably the closest, but no luck for him at the moment. 7/10 behind now is Chives with only 1 lap left. It might be too little too late. However, we see Ross and Kemmons battling for the lead. Ross has been very patient, it seems, and it looks like he's gone for it, using DRS into turn 4 round the outside. He takes the lead of the sprint race. However, Previn, that guy is so close behind Kemmons now. This could still end any way, shape or form. We just don't know. Ross has the lead of the sprint race on the final lap, has 1 more sector to navigate, just 4 or 5 more corners, and Ross will take pole position for the 50% race coming up. No other battles really down the field. We've got Appy right behind Padge, but Appy has a penalty. We've got James White right behind Dr. Edward, but he has a penalty too. It's really all, can Kemmons now have one final push to the line? No, it looks like it's going to be Ross. Ross wins the sprint race, all by only a 10th though. Prev in 3rd. Chives, great recovery from him, and a good strategy, I have to say. He gets P4 for the grid. SL O'Connor in 5th. That guy's a 50% race for you, hopefully uninterrupted and hopefully entertaining for us here this evening. Mr. Wiggles is still lying in wait, but he has a time penalty, so he may just have to sit back and wait for a crash or a spin from someone. Ross leads by 4.3 seconds now, so Ross is definitely going to win this race if he can keep the final few corners free from any penalty. Nice battle between that guy James White and AMS Fairley, who is now up into 11th. Ross coming out of turn 13 and 14 now. He's going to win the race. I have to say, it's been a great drive, and maybe that strategy call to go onto the hard tyre has just separated him from Prev and Kemmons. Wiggles takes P3 on track by less than a 10th, but you will lose out to Kemmons on the line. I have to say, Wiggles raced really well there at the end, but that 3-second time penalty did just shoot him in the foot. His top 3, and I think Ross deserves it just because he got the tyre situation absolutely spot on.
Crazy sprint race of Brazil, but certainly a fun one to watch and commentate on that. But we are going to go on board with the leaders as Millsy now comes down to win the sprint race at Brazil, and he will head the pack from the front for the 50% race. Millsy wins the sprint race at Brazil. Brilliant drive from him. Platty comes across the line to take P3, and Iros J take a bow as he goes up, as he finishes the race in P3. Jake Sharrett comes across the line, and it looks like he's held on to 4th position. Akie and I certainly need to get my breath back after that. Who has sure that if he stays behind him, he's going to end up finishing in P2 on countback, as we go on board with the leader Millsy, who in the McLaren, who has been almost invisible this race because he's just been so dominant. What an absolutely phenomenal drive by Millsy in the McLaren, who wins by a country mile from the rest of the field. 25 points, well-earned points in the grand scheme of things. That is a lovely result for him, and it looks like Aslan O'Connor with this penalty surely will lose out to Ripley, so he won't gain anything by making that move. Run Amok comes across the line to finish P3 in reality. Aslan O'Connor will come across the line, where he'll drop back to P5 when Ripley crosses the line. Yes, he does. Jake Sharrock will have his penalties applied, but I don't think that'll make too much of a difference in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, and Maverick spun!
Yeah, see that on the map.
He just dropped it on his own.
Picking up the leader here. Spark
That's
taking
unfortunate.
the sprint race home. Taking 3 points, followed by Hyper, then Patch. Ria close behind, taking 3rd, so taking that last point and taking 3rd place on the grid.
Zog has left.
So So we'll definitely lose out that position. I picked up the race leader here, who's going into one of the final corners of the track. We're taking the race win at Brazil. If nothing crazy happens in this last turn. James White taking the win here at Brazil. Followed by Hyper coming in second. Really strong race by Hyper. Then followed by Dale, who managed to make up quite some positions, I believe. Chelsea losing out to Ria by 2600 of a second.
Him now and have the lead of the race going into the final lap, or overtake him into turn 4 and possibly win this race in the most closest format. Ross has opted for the latter, and let's see how close Ross can get to the back of Wiggles before DRS is activated. And it looks like Ross has put this spot on. Ross down the inside of Wiggles. It's pretty close, but Wiggles just slots in behind. Ross takes the lead of the race on the final lap. They head into sector 2 now. This is super close. Wiggles generally is good in sector 2, so he might be close enough out of turn 12 that he can put on his overtake before DRS, try and get him, but a few slight snaps of oversteer for Wiggles on this final lap. Ross is inching ahead. Remember, this is just a sprint race. Gap is 6/10 coming out of the final proper corner, turn 12, and it looks like Ross is too far ahead on this occasion. Ross had the opportunity to overtake into turn 1 or turn 4. He did it into turn 4, and Ross wins the sprint race by 0.2 of a second from Mr. Wiggles. Ripley, great decision going onto the softs when he did, and that is why he has finished P3. That guy, even though he has a time penalty, he will remain in 4th as Chives nips his teammate on the line, but he has some time penalties to serve too for Chives. Just not quite close enough. Flew will definitely be on the podium, jumping ahead of 3rd and 4th on time penalties. Mr. Wiggles could have been a podium for him, but had to box for wing damage. We're not quite sure what happened. We didn't catch the incident, but we just know that he had to take an extra pit stop. Oh, Chives, good save there, similar to Zhou Guanyu in the Monaco Grand Prix. I don't know if you saw that on the internet. That was a fabulous save, almost a certain crash. But, Chives controlling that Alfa Romeo perfectly well. Ross comes home to take the lead and the win of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Chives does cross over the line sideways. Ryan second, and in all intents and purposes from 8th on the grid. Ryan, that's a strong performance from him. Ross controlled this pace, boxed at the right time, had the best tyres on. Flew with his first podium of the season. Great performance there. Prev keeping it clean and doesn't jump ahead of Mr. Wiggles on the line.
Go into the last couple of corners of this sprint race, and it seems Pleddy is gonna take the victory just before deflated wheel, and Mr. Wiggles, who's probably gonna drop 1 or 2 places back. There it is, victory for Pleddy, crashing out over the finish, deflated wheel. In P2, Joss in P3, Wiggles dropped back to P4. The Sun God in P5 did had to serve a penalty. Oh, that's a shame. He had such a great recovery from his sprint race and starting way back. While we have deflated Wee on his excuse me, on number 1, Pleddy on number 2, and the Sun God on number 3. Deflated and the Sun God do have penalties, so they are gonna drop back. I don't think Pleddy is gonna lose another 1.5 seconds this lap. Oh, and the move from the Sun God, that's gonna be convenient for deflated Wee, who now has 2.2 seconds. Oh, he has 3 seconds on Pleddy, so he's at this moment deflated Wee is gonna get the win. while Sun God picks up another penalty, and he's gonna drop back so far, but he's gonna at least finish in P2. While Deflated Wheat takes his first victory in AT1. He was so close last week, and he really deserved it this week with a fastest lap in the end. Oh wait, I'm one lap too. Sometimes. It's been a really long day, so... No, it finished. Okay. I really need some sleep. He was a bit lucky with the Sun God helping him, overtaking Pleddy. Just giving him if not enough time ahead of Pleddy.
And the Sun God has got a chance of getting upcoming karma as well. We'll go back to that battle after this. And it makes no difference if Mr. Wiggles does get through. MShot Fifi will be starting second. But here we have the race winner, Snacks. He wins the race, well done to Snacks. And he will start pole. MShot Fifi finishes second. Ooh, and it's a penalty for Chelsea. I wonder whether that will for Chelsea. Mr. Wiggles will start third. Mark will start fourth. Professor. And the Sun God. Oh, Mr. Wiggles, really cheeky there. Taking it around the outside. And the Sun God down the inside into turn 4. Always have to be careful, Mr. Wiggles in turn 4. Oh no! Oh, no way! Oh god. They were pushing their luck, weren't they? So, yeah. Maybe they decided to do it, just to do it, you know. Who knows? I did say you had to be careful with Mr. Wiggles. So that means MCR Fifi. No, actually, Snacks is probably going to win. MCR Fifi does have the penalty. And unfortunately, the Sun God. And yeah, Snacks wins the race. MCR Fifi is second. Mark is third. The Sun God in 4th. Professor Phil in 5th.
Maybe he doesn't know the league rules. Why is 10-10 left? There's another race coming up, mate.
10-10 you bet with us.
So it's been super close out front. Mr. Wiggles has struggled to catch up. Maybe we'll see more of that in the feature race as Fairley comes across the line to convert pole position into a sprint race victory and take 8 points here in Brazil. Ross takes a further 7 points. Mr. Wiggles gets 6. Smaller Smiley, really good race. Best race I've seen from him so far, I think, in recent memory. 6 points for him. Deflated Way, 15th. 5 points, sorry. No. 4 points for 5th. Again, at the time it wasn't sure if those mediums would last 23-24 laps, but Ross is making it work, and it is going to be Ross's victory lap unless he gets a puncture imminently. Mr. Wiggles has done very well as we have a spinning McLaren of Padge. But really, it has been the Ross show tonight. He's had brilliant pace in the sprint race. Fairly won the sprint race. He got pole position, but this time the honour belongs to Ross, and he takes 25 points here. He's already won the championship, but I'm sure he won't mind too much about that. He wins here in Brazil. Mr. Wiggles, a well-deserved second place here. Fairly might get a penalty late race. Has to remain to be seen as he crashes over the line. Deflator Wheat will finish in P4, and that guy has to settle for 5th with the time penalty. Smaller Smiley could have had a podium here tonight if he wasn't involved in that incident with AMS Fairley.
These two. Josh pits again. Ooh, Scuderia's not very close, and Adrian as well. Ooh, this makes TD again. It's a close battle. Let's see who's gonna get pole position. Better top, I think. Ooh, Fade Wheat is might gonna make it out of the end. Got there 4 drivers. Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get P3? Yes, the Fade Wheat gets P1. Wiggles P2. Here he comes. Here he comes to the outside. Just didn't make it. As Ross gets P3. 24 thousandths of a second. Adrian P5. TD P6. Exotic P7. Patch gets P8. That is a 1 point for him. Platty unlucky with those wet tyres into P9. Smaller Smiley. P10, top 10. Smiley retires in pit lane. Can Scuderia make a move? He's gonna, ooh, he nearly went. And the Fade Wheat blocks him. As Ross is now having a big gap. Bigger gap as it was. Here he goes into the last sector. Here comes Ross. Onto the back straight. Across the finish line. And here he goes into P1. Ross wins tonight. The Fade Wheat into P2 and Scuderia P3, setting the podium. Here now, TD gets P4. An outstanding race tonight. And fast lap goes to Josh, but because he's not in the top 10, he will not get the point. And Clemens and Josh gets most positions gained. With the softs on the back straight, is he just 3.5 seconds behind? Gets pole position for the main race. Hissy into P2, getting 7 points tonight. The Proris gets 6 points. Novitec 5 points. As Sox will get, I'm not sure if it's Spark or Sox. It's Sox that get 4 points. And Matt, Hissy's tyres also will drop in as Chelsea makes a move again in turn 1. As we got Tom, who's across the line into P1. Spark has a great exit. He's got, oh, this saw rain at the end of the race. Here comes Spark. Spark's gonna go to the outside. And I think he did finish it. Not sure what happened. 5 seconds. No, 9 seconds.
That extra lap on the soft. That extra lap on the mediums is paying dividends for IROS J.
Oh, and he goes down the inside. On the last lap. Into turn 10. Gets a move done. Lovely stuff there by IROS J. And that does get him up into P1. So lovely stuff by IROS J there. As he comes round, jumps out for the final corner of the sprint race. As Prevenel crashes out. But it is going to be IROS J who crosses the line to win the sprint race, and Top Gun maybe might have run out of fuel as Mr. Wiggles gets him on the line. So I think Top Gun might have run out of fuel there and has dropped down to 3rd position. John in P4, Tamino P5, Perry John, who, as he did last race, he just kept it extremely consistent once again.
This will be his second win in as many races, and obviously qualifying didn't quite go the way he wanted, but he made some brilliant progress in the sprint. However, he played the strategy well. When everyone else made mistakes, he remained pretty much faultless. The coming into Jung Chao, TD, take him over the finish line.
Coming round the final proper corner, as long as he gets the traction, which he does, he's going to be 2 wins in a row for John. He's going to extend his championship lead by some more points to 10-10 as he crosses the line to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. And what a race by John there, crossing the line to win. Top Gun with a very solid race coming home in P2. 10-10 in P3, that guy coming on in P4, but will lose the place to the smaller Smiley. Perry.
Higher with a time penalty, but that won't matter too much for their finishing position. But Deflated Wheat, aside from that 3-second time penalty, started in 6th place, so I have to say, very good result to be on the podium here as Adrian comes across the line and can't quite nudge his teammate off of it. Carito finishes in 6th, Zidane 7th, Mr. Wiggles fighting back up to a spot in the top 8. Pretty good. Scuderia. That was the opening that Scuderia, and more importantly, Josh was hoping for. Double mistake. Double move. Exotic. Oh, he's been spun. We weren't on board with Exotic to know what happens, but he has lost the win. And maybe that one mistake out of turn 12 was the nail in the coffin. Adrian is past Carito. And now, will Josh win the race? Or will Scuderia win this one? It's going to come down to the final corner. The DRS won't be as powerful out of turn 12 because they cross the line halfway down the straight. So this could be Josh's final opportunity. Get a good exit out of turn 12. Dump all the ERS. Get the slipstream. Make the move. 3/10. Hard to call. Scuderia. 4 places on the game in this race and takes the checkered flag by 0.2 of a second, winning the Brazilian Grand Prix. TD steals the fastest lap on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Exotic does get a podium, but what could have or maybe should have been a potential race win. Carito and Snacks cross the line. Very impressive performances, as well as Colucci, who finishes in 7th. Deflate.
Hyper makes a move on Mason, but Mason spins. Oh, there goes Karma. And Chelsea makes a move on the outside.
Chelsea got both of them after that. Taking advantage of the situation, that was great. And with the time frame of Adam as well. Yeah. And Hyper.
Oh, big wiggle jump band. As here comes Adam on the inside. Adam, Hyper's tyres.
CT Novatech about to cross the line. CT might hold on to a front row here, but Novatech starts on pole. Yeah. And CT loses front row to Yankee Bill.
Adam, as Chelsea goes into P4. Wow. Great drop. Oh. Let's see what's going to happen here at the end.
But with all the penalties, that should cancel itself out.
Yeah.
Now let's see. I don't think Hawks hasn't saved enough fuel. He's going to run out before the line. So that means
TJ spun it.
Yankee Bill.
Yep, MCT ran out of fuel as
Yankee
wins it. CT in P2. Novitech gets 3rd place. Here comes both AlphaTauri drivers on the back straight into P4 and 5.
but I don't know what with the penalties. Oh, there's a fuel. That's Chelsea.
Chelsea out of fuel as well.
Chelsea, oh, out of fuel, gets P8, P9. Yeah, I know they lap JC, but yeah. As here comes John on the back straight for the final time of the sprint, the final sprint of this season. John will. Does he get it? Does he get it? No, he does not get it! Joseph gets P2, John gets P3, and the Flader gets P1. Joseph getting John on the line. Wow. And is Ryan going to make a move on him? No, he's not. John keeps the position right now, but goes deep into turn 1, and now there comes Ryan making a move, an absolute fantastic move on the last lap. But John is going to go to the inside, gets pushed to the inside. Free ride going into turn 4, and John making the move again. John at the moment, P1. Ryan was looking for it. He just stays in front. Battle for P1 is not happening as Ryan and Ryan goes for the inside move. And Ryan has made a move, and no, oh, John and the Flader, they touch. Oh, so that means Ryan is gonna win the Brazil Grand Prix. Oh. Oh no. John, our driver champion, on the last lap of the race, lost the win. And Flamingo getting the fastest lap of the race. Deflated, getting P4, but with that penalty he will drop to P5. But John, oh. What race that was.
Going through the final proper car event. John looks to have got a decent exit, and I don't think Deflated will be close enough to get my run towards the line with John. So it will be John who crosses the line in first to start on pole for the sprint race. The feature race. Deflated comes home in P2, George in P3. Steinos did get ahead of Josh, but will lose out positions to Greg and Jacob, all sealed for Deflated Wii. Deflated was very critical of himself last season about how he said he bottled the championship. Oh! And there's a bit of contact there between the two of them. And I don't think Deflated will be happy with that, as he does want the 6th win in a row. John gets up into the lead of the race, and he will be able to hold it going through into the line. John crosses the line to win the race, but it is Deflated Wii, the champion of AT1. George comes down in P3 once again. Jacob won a very good race in P4.
That seems to be... Oh no, tell a lie. I was about to say that seems to be the only battle, but Corgi is caught to the back of JJ. That could be a drag race to the end for those two.
Ooh, little wiggle there from JJ. And that makes a move from Angry Corgi before the DRS straight. As Johnny B across the line into P1. Rich Energy P2. Eyebomb goes P3, but of course, due to the penalty, he goes P4. Adam goes P3, and Steely, or championship leader, has caught up a few points and goes into the lead of the championship. On the track, watching Adam, or lead driver. Just keep it close. Yep, Adam cooked massively. This is his first win in IRL, right?
No, he's had a few before, I think. Unless
Really?
this is a different Adam. Unless this is a different Adam. Regardless, an Adam has won.
Oh, this is Adam Ski. Oh, you cheeky one. GG's to Adam Ski.
I think Johnny got him on the... Johnny B got Richie on the line.
No way!
Look, Richie finished 3.01, so that means Johnny B got him by 100th of a second.
An Angry Corgi.
Fair enough.
A great drive from an Angry Corgi going into P7. A clean run now. And here we go, final lap of the race as Joseph Hills stays behind still. Is he going to make a move on this DRS section? He's not that close to attack. He's not attacking. He's got the DRS of course, but he's not attacking as much. As TD gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. If he can stay 8 tenths in front of that guy, he will stay P5. But here we got a leader of the race, Ryan, who is 1.8 seconds in the lead. He is struggling. He is struggling with those tyres. But right now, they are behind. And Ryan is going to win by just a second on John for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Here we got him, the winner of tonight, Ryan 2971, John P2, Joseph P3, 1010 P4. TD, he is... Whoa, and Willow has made a move on that guy. So TD will stay P5, even with that 3-second time penalty. Willow gets P6. That guy.
We go then to the line. Exotic will cross first, but it will be Björn who wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. With Willow in second, Exotic will hold on to third. 10-10 crosses the line for fourth on track, but again, Josh will get that on penalties. Top Gun 5th, 10-10-6, 10-10 has popped it in a wall. Jakob.
So here we got him, penalties. Here you got the penalties. But here we got it. Johnny B, with a great strategy, is going to go take the win here in Brazil. With a 9-second gap towards Eyebomb.
Pretty sure that's a championship lead as well.
It's possible. We see it a bit. Eyebomb getting P2. Great drive from him. Also great quality. Samantha getting P3.
Yeah, P10 to P3. Good driver, good race pace. Spice does what he usually does. It's just falls in the top 5 again. Page P4 is... Steely just misses out.
Wow. Page P4.